there. So today I am going to hop on just for a short amount of time. It's not going to be a really long video. But for today I wanted to take you through one of the many processes that I go through in order to plan our year. There's multiple phases that I utilize, and so I'm gonna just do a different video for each one. You don't have to use all of them, you don't have to use any of them. Maybe it will just be one of those things where one of the planning videos that I show you how I process through things might spark an idea for you of how you want to plan your own homeschool. For me, I have a couple of different methods that I use to formulate my year, simply because there's so many moving pieces, and also my natural personality type is not bent towards organization. I am very much a feeler. I am very much kind of like I don't know, I kind of, if I don't have a plan, I won't execute anything. I will be like butterflies, squirrel. So over the past 5 years, I've just really had to learn that there needs to be some sort of a balance of both. Being flexible in your homeschool is really important. You know, there's those moments where you have a plan and you have all of these things that you have lined out or lined up that you wanted to accomplish in the day. And then you get to a particular reading or a subject that you're studying through with your kids, and discussion takes place. And you really want to embrace those moments when your kids are asking questions, or God is giving you divine inspiration about something, or it's just a really relatable time. You want to jump on those moments. You don't want to cut off the conversation that is happening just so that you can check something else off on your list. It's really easy to get task oriented and miss relational moments, or miss like a God moment where God wants to just do something completely out of the box or expound on something. So you really want to embrace those moments, but at the same time, there's also that tension of, you know, we do have to accomplish, you know, our goals. So it takes discernment. So I have found that I plan and then I make room, if that makes sense. So I kind of have an idea of what I want to accomplish in a day, a week, a month, a quarter. And then I also have an idea of like where I want to be at the end of the year, and yet also be flexible for those days when, you know, you just need to let conversations take place and let the day move as it will. So what I'm going to show you today is my planning cards. These are something that I found on a Delectable Education. For those of you who are Charlotte Mason enthusiasts, you will already know about these, no doubt. But even if you're not a Charlotte Mason homeschooler, it is something you can apply to your own homeschool. You don't necessarily have to purchase these. You could make them yourself. If you're not a Charlotte Mason homeschooler, you could make them and apply them to your own homeschool, whatever it is that you're doing. But for those of us who are trying, I say trying with big quotes, trying to execute the Charlotte Mason method, because the Charlotte Mason method is I don't like the word rigorous, but there's a lot involved. And so it kind of helps you see, you know, all of the different areas that you need to be hitting with your kids for the different forms, all of the different subjects, if you will. And then you lay them out and you can see, it's a great visual for you to see what your week is going to look like. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to take a little bit of video footage of me laying out the cards on my table, kind of how I go through my process of putting the scheduling cards together. The way that these particular scheduling cards work is that it gives room for brain breaks. So for instance, you wouldn't probably put like a math card right before a grammar card because of the side of the brain that it works. So you would maybe, if you're going to do a subject that's heavy on one side of the brain, then the next subject that comes after that should be helping the other side of the brain. So for instance, maybe you're doing math and then the next would be poetry, just to give that break, or maybe grammar and then art. So anyways, they have little symbols on the side, and I'm going to try to explain those as best as I can. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all laid out. And then you can take the suggestion and either purchase them from a Delectable Education, or you can make them yourself on your own cards at home. If you have card stock, it's something you can do easily. So I hope this helps you. All right. All right, so I'm gonna do my best to explain these little guys to you. Taking these out, those are from last year. So as you can see, there are multiple different cards. I don't even know how many there are here, probably 50, if not more, okay? So as you can see, these are the ones from a Delectable Education, any of the ones that look like this, that are typed with the little symbols. So these are the things that are important. These symbols represent which side of the brain is being utilized. So when you're planning out your schedule, you don't want to put two things with the same symbol back to back because you're overworking the brain. So you want to give what we would call brain breaks. So we would do something like this, okay? Or maybe something like that, so that it's working a different side of the brain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put my cards out. I'm gonna stop the video for just a second. And when I come back, I'm gonna have these all laid out in a way that's gonna work for our family for this year. Now, as you'll notice, I do have some extra cards that I made because we do morning time in our homeschool. And so there's a couple of things that I have added to our morning time that are not part of the classic Charlotte Mason homeschool, such as World Watch, although it might be considered, I guess, citizenship. Would it be? No, it'd be current events. I'm sorry. So this would be current events. So we watch the 10-minute World Watch episodes every morning. That's one of the first things we do. We also, every single day, we read a chapter out of one of our YWAM missionary stories because they're beautiful and they're inspiring. Last year, we had a major focus on Dickens, and I think we're going to continue that this year. So that was just to remind me to keep a Dickens novel kind of always going. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place these. They look kind of crazy right now, but I promise it will look, it will make more sense when I'm done, and then you can apply to your homeschool if it's something that speaks to you. All right, here we are. So this is kind of a aerial view. I don't know if you can see it all from here, but I have it on my big table. And the way that I do it is, so we have 5 days of the week, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So every day is Bible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every day is World Watch, because there's always something happening in our world, right? And they need to be aware. I like World Watch because they are a non-opinion-based news station. They literally just report what's happening. And it's not just in America, but it's everywhere. We have our YWAM studies. So we're doing that 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're doing geography on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are doing the Ken Ham teenage version of the answers. We're doing that 3 days a week. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And that's like an apologetics program. We are going to do an emphasis on fables and fairy tales this year. I have been really studying them and just taken with them again. So I just want to give that to my children. I think it's going to be special. And I'll go more into detail on that on another video of how we're going to be doing it. But we're not just going to be reading the fairy tales. We're going to be looking for gospel message within them. So, and then we have recitation 5 days a week, which is just reciting poetry or psalms or any of our memory work. So that's 5 days a week. That doesn't take long. Then we do American history on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. We have an ancient study on Tuesdays and British on Fridays. Then we do poetry 5 days a week. Doesn't take long to just read a little poem and add some beauty into your kids' lives. We're doing modern language on, it looks like Monday and Wednesday. Simply Charlotte Mason has a Bible picture study, so we're adding that in. It's going to be once a week where you look at art that has some sort of a parable message. I think that's the one that we're doing. And it just kind of gives a story out of the Bible and then an art piece that matches it. So then we have the modern language, and then we have Shakespeare on Fridays. The literature one, there's only one here. We do it every single day. That's just us. You don't have to do that. And I don't know if I mentioned, this is for Form 2. So this particular schedule that you see here is for my 6th grader, but half of it is done in morning time, and it will be everyone's schedule. And then, they have their own individual work after. But so then we have singing, art appreciation, singing on Wednesdays, music appreciation, singing on Fridays. For that, this year, we're just gonna pick a hymn once a month or once every couple weeks and learn the words and just sing along. Then we have Latin 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. The Plutarch studies we will do as a group. So pretty much a lot of this, what you're seeing here, is morning time. And you would be surprised how much you can get done in morning time. With Charlotte Mason method, the lessons are short. They're not, really long and drawn out. So that's why we can get so much accomplished. Then, she'll have a little playtime break after morning time. I do that every day for my kids. We spend our mornings together, and then we break, and then everybody goes into individual studies. Then she has dictation, grammar, citizenship. And actually, for her, it's going to be grammar every single day because we do use the good and the beautiful for our grammar, and it's an everyday thing. Copy work is every day. Math is every day. And then we have science 3 days a week, and then she has a personal Bible study that she's doing 2 days a week. So like I said, we do our best to execute the Charlotte Mason method as much as we can, but it is a lot. So, and also there's things that I want from my kids that aren't necessarily listed in the Charlotte Mason method. So I just pray and use discernment, and then we do what we can. We do our best, and God does the rest. He leads our families, And so I hope this blesses you. I hope that this lights a spark for you for how you can plan for your own family. Like I said, you can go on a Delectable Education and print out the cards, or you can just grab little colored pieces of paper like I did for some of these, and you can just make them yourself. But it's great to have the visual. So have a great day.